Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Taylor and I make scrunchies and bows. I've been doing so for 10 years now. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you 5 tips for taking photos of your products in sort of a flat lay style. We're going to go through a little bit of editing and what you can do if you also don't have any props. And before I get too ahead of myself, I just want to thank Adobe for sponsoring this video. The next generation of generative fill is now in Photoshop. With new generative AI features and controls, it's easier than ever to make everyday images amazing. With full text-to-image support, you can generate dozens of ideas in a matter of minutes. The latest model delivers incredible quality, enabling anyone to create mind-blowing, high-quality content.
For me, I use it for easy ideation and help with my workflow.
These tips and tricks will best suit beginners and people that maybe don't have a lot of knowledge on taking photos and editing. Also, all these tips and tricks are best suited for smaller products just because that's the size that I work with, but you can possibly relate them back to your larger products if you have them. To start off, you don't need a professional camera, especially when you're just starting out. I started out by taking photos with my phone and just by taking photos in natural light. So if you don't have a camera, you can definitely just take photos with your phone. Most of the phones these days have a pretty good camera on them and they'll do the job just fine. Make sure you have natural lighting or a light box. You can get light boxes really anywhere these days, especially online, for a fairly decent price, or you can just use the natural light from the window. Just want to make sure that if you are using the natural light method, that the sunlight isn't directly beaming onto your products unless that is the look you're going for, because it can leave quite harsh shadows. Number 2 is choosing a light or textured background. So you can use different materials like wood, a white wall for a table. You can do fabric that's linen, fabric that's satin. You could do even like a fluffy pillow. Probably want to avoid colors that are quite deep in saturation, like pinks and reds, even like colored in general, unless it's a plain color, and especially patterned stuff, because unless your item is completely a solid color, the patterned background may draw too much attention to the background rather than your product, and you don't want that. So you can just take a photo of just your item on the textured or plain backgrounds. But if you wanted to add some props, you could go for a different theme. So I have 2 items here. So I have a hair comb, which I thought would go really nice with maybe a perfume bottle, maybe some jewelry, a watch, because it's more of a luxurious feel. Then I've also got my hair bows that I hand make myself. I could definitely put them with those sort of items, like that gold luxurious feel. I could also do like a greenery backdrop with different plants and items in the background, or I can even do a sewing theme. It really depends on what product you sell and what sort of theme you want to portray when taking these photos. But if you don't have any props, stick around because I will show you what you can do.
In today's video, we're going to be using the next generation of generative AI in Adobe Photoshop.
After you've taken some photos, we're going to go into Adobe Photoshop to edit them. What I like to do is change the lighting, the saturation, the brightness on Photoshop, just to brighten up those colors. I don't particularly like shadows in my feed, especially Instagram. I like to have lots of things that are bright and colorful and more like a happy feel, I suppose. Editing techniques probably would differ depending on what you sell and what your sort of theme is. I am a very colorful person, so I like to sort of portray that with my photos as well and try and include things that are very colorful. And as promised, if you don't have any props, you can actually just add some in yourself. Start off with a plain photo with your product and we can just lasso different areas of that photo and pop in what you'd like.
First, I'm going to show you how to use a reference image. I have this lovely plant in my house. I think it's called a monstera leaf, I'm not too sure, but I want to use that as a reference to put in the background of this photo. So I'm just going to put in monstera leaf. I'm going to put that in as the description and we're going to use this as the reference image. That worked really well. So I'm able to choose a few different variations of the leaf that the AI technology has generated for me. You can even select generate similar, which will give you even more options until you find the perfect one. Another feature in Photoshop is generative fill. You can write down whatever you like, such as green leafy plants. You can write down delicate little flowers and it will show up as an image. I quite like the third one, but you can keep trying to generate those images and seeing what you like best. Play around with all the different types of text to image descriptions and generate similar until you find what works best for you. The possibilities are endless. In Photoshop, we can use the Generative Expand feature to change a portrait image into a landscape one. This feature is perfect for changing the orientation of your photo. Maybe you want to post it on a different social media platform and you've taken it the wrong way. Rather than just cropping it to make it smaller, we can actually expand the image. Photoshop actually gives you a couple different options, so you can click the little arrows and see which one suits you best, but you can also just regenerate as well if you found that you didn't like those ones.
So what we can do is we can remove parts of the background, so we can maybe do a post on Instagram, because I find that sometimes when you're posting a photo on Instagram and you've got too much in the way, it can take away from what you are trying to say. So removing that segment of the background and leaving it plain and then popping the text over the top, it just helps with a clearer image of what you're trying to portray.
This is super easy to achieve with the new generative AI. All you need to do is select the lasso tool and select what items you'd like to remove. Once you've selected that, you just click generate. You don't have to add any description or anything, and it will seamlessly match the background for you. Removing the need to do the clone tool or something similar makes it so much easier. I can also use the new text to image feature to generate an image that can be used as the background in my product photos.
You can also do a reference image for this background as well. So I'm just going to pop in this photo of some scissors and sewing pieces, and then I'm going to put in the description and maybe just sewing related items and see what it pops out. I do like this, but I'm going to try and change the middle part. We're going to select this area with the lasso. We're going to click generative fill. By doing this, it usually just removes anything that's in that area and makes it the same as the background. Beautiful. So now I'm going to place my product in, which will just be the hair bow. As easy as that. So you can just generate the image without even having any tools and props that you've taken photos of. Maybe you have a photo from a long time ago that you want to try and replicate. This is a really simple way to make your photos be even more eye-catching on social media platforms or even on your website as one of the display images.
Let me know which one was your favorite. My personal fave was the one with the green leaves. I think it just turned out so cute and looked great in social media posts. I'm also really excited to use the generative expand on all my other social media posts, because I have so many photos that are landscape when they need to be in portrait, so I can post on my stories. I can't wait to advance my skills in Adobe Photoshop and see what else I can create, and I hope you guys have fun doing it as well.
I hope this video was beneficial to you guys and that you liked it. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and thanks again Adobe for sponsoring this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!